Biscuits are a type of quick bread that do not need any time to rise, that are dense and very flavorful. I'm making garlic cheddar biscuits. Here's how we make it. I need some dry ingredients, so obviously some all-purpose flour and some baking powder, some cream of tartar, a touch of sugar, and some salt. Now for the butter, I have cold butter that I'm going to add in the flour. And with a pastry blender, or at home if you don't have one of these, you can use 2 knives. I'm going to cut the butter in the flour until it resembles little peas. Now this is a perfect consistency. Now I can add the cheese. I've chosen Canadian Old Cheddar, but you can replace it by Canadian Marble or Monterey Jack. I need about a cup. Perfect. And now green onions to add flavor. Now if you don't have green onions at home, you can replace them by chives. I'm going to slice them thinly and add them to the bowl. I'm going to add some milk. Now to stir the dough, I've chosen to use a fork so that the biscuits are not hard at the end of the cooking. And I'm stirring just until the dough comes together, is nice and soft. Now that's perfect. Now I'll be ready to roll the dough. I'll put a little bit of flour on the cutting board to make sure it doesn't stick. And I'm going to take the time to knead the dough for about 3 or 4 times, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm going to roll it about 3/4 of an inch thick. Now you can cut the biscuits in any shape you like. I chose a cookie cutter, but you could do triangles or even squares. I'm going to put just a little bit of flour on the cookie cutter so it doesn't stick. And I'll do the same for a total of 12 biscuits. Now when you can't do any more circles, you can take the scraps, form a ball again, and then roll it to 3/4 of an inch again. Now I've lined a baking sheet with parchment paper, obviously so the biscuits don't stick. And I'm going to place them on it. I don't need to leave a lot of space, from 1 to 2 inches apart, because the biscuits will rise up and not wide. Now to make sure the biscuits have a nice golden crust, I've chosen to melt some butter and add some garlic powder. I'm going to mix it with a pastry brush and then just brush the biscuits generously. Now I'm keeping half of the butter mixture for a second brushing. I've preheated the oven quite hot at 450°F, and I'm going to bake the biscuits for 12 minutes. The biscuits have been baking for 12 minutes. I'm removing them from the oven and then brushing with the leftover butter. Now I'm doing this so that they have a nice shiny top. And I'm going to put them back in the oven for just 2 minutes. The biscuits have been cooking for an extra 2 minutes. They smell fantastic. Now these biscuits are a perfect snack or even just to complete a meal. It smells so garlicky and cheesy. I have to try it. See you next time.